for dropping by. I've got a cut file today that I grabbed from the COAPA Cut File group on Facebook. They are celebrating their 3rd year of Cut Files and for the month of March. And if you pop over to their Facebook page, you too can grab yourself this cut file. What I ended up doing was, it actually has some holes in it, so you can stitch it. I stitched it with it's gold thread, but it's very light gold thread. What am I doing here? So I actually cut it out using the Craft Consortium paper. Instead of doing white, I thought I'd mix it around a bit. And it's the watercolour paper. It is divine. I swear to God, honestly, get yourself some. Get you some of that, because let me tell you, it is the best quality and it's just gorgeous. I love each and every paper in the pad. I'm buying more of it. Okay, so at the moment you can see what I'm doing. I'm using Distress inks. I will right below the inks that I ended up using. I ended up using the Distress ink, Salty Ocean, Peacock Feathers, Dusty Concord, Villainous Potion, and Mustard Seed. So I ended up using all of those purely because I was trying to find the right colour that was going to blend with the next one, sort of thing. So I did use the mauve one, the lilac one, lilac or whatever it's called. I didn't write that down because I went over the top of it. It didn't stay. So at the moment, what I did is I went over just the cut file, but then I thought I might actually add in the other pieces to it. So I went over it again because I wanted the colours on the cut file. So the piece that was cut out, I wanted it to, I just sprayed it with some water there just to give it a bit of watercolour look, just so it blends with the word birthday as well. Then what I go ahead and do is, yes, I use my gold sparkle pen. Now I started off with this one. This is my old one. I knew it was nearly empty, but I was trying to get the last bit out of it. It's okay. I just pulled out my new one and all was right with the world again. We had gold glitter. I love that. I love the pens from Uniquely Creative. I really do. They are so good. Great bang for buck. Now these things, oh, I swear to God, if you've got little kids and you purchase this, put them up high, because they're not food, but they look exactly like sprinkles that you get on top of a cupcake or on top of a donut. They are so cute. So what I decided to do on my cake was obviously add some sprinkles. So I thought I'd just be able to pick these up, but I had a bit of a static situation. We've had a lot of rain here and whatnot, and humidity and all that sort of stuff, and it was just messing with them, and they sort of went static to the mat. So I had to sort of sit here, and this is why I've sped it up so much, because it actually took me quite a while to get them all on there. Next time, would I do it this way? Probably not. Next time, the glue, perfect. It's dried crystal clear. You can see the ink through it. It's beautiful. It looks great at the end. And I've got, if you want to see still shots, I've loaded them up over on Instagram so you can see zoomed in, because I have now realised, looking back at this, I'm sorry, I'm getting better at the videoing side of things, but I need to figure out how to zoom in. Like, I need to think about when I need to zoom in. So please work with me. I'm so sorry. I keep apologising. I'm learning. I've still got my L plates. I'm getting there though. What else can I tell you? The colours of inks. Did I tell you that? They're all Distress inks that I used. Salty Ocean, Peacock Feathers, Dusty Concord, Villainous Potion, and Mustard Seed. Mustard seed for the top of the candles. And yeah, so that was the inks that I used. And, okay, so now, see, this is the part where I was actually a little bit flustered with this. You know when you get a white page and sometimes you get caught off guard because you've got a lot of white. I don't know. I just felt it really threw me off. I don't know why. I don't normally get like that, but yeah, I felt very much. Now I've sped this up because if you have ever done this technique, you know how long it takes to get this all blended out properly. I'm just using a 12 by 12 white American Crafts textured cardstock. The reason I used the textured was to obviously get the texture just for another pattern in the background, a bit more texture, a bit more something. I knew that I wasn't going to sew on this page or anything like that. I wanted it to just be about the colours and the cut file, or the cut files, to be honest. Yeah, I really liked how it turned out. I love the colours, absolutely love the colours. I don't know why I resisted buying the Distress inks. Did I say Dilutions before? I meant to say Distress. I think I said Dilutions. If I did, you can have a laugh on me. That's fine. Anyway, where were we? So I'm just basically adding it, putting the cut file back, seeing if I need a little bit more somewhere. What I wanted to do was not so much blend them together to make it just like a cloud. I wanted it to be separate, but I wanted you to be able to see the different blue and the purples and I wanted it to look like that. I actually had some background papers that were like this, and I've used them all up and I haven't been able to find them again since. So I figured, you know what, I'll just make my own. So that's why I did it like this. Now, what else can I tell you? As I think I said earlier, the birthday cake that I use on this, okay, this is me being ridiculous. I was trying to control where the water splotches went. Anyone that's ever used these, does it matter? Like, I was being so ridiculous and so I'm actually laughing at myself now looking at this going, it was water splatters. Like, really? You're just trying to create a negative space. Like, why are you overthinking this so much? It's a little bit funny for me to watch this back now. I actually the only reason I used my heat tool then was purely because I sprinkled water on it. Now, I didn't cut this part out because I want you to see that everybody's cut files, when they sew them and they look beautiful on the front, this is what they look like on the back. They look like a Friday night mess is what they look like. You know, it's not pretty, but you don't see that part. I just stick mine down with washi tape and just keep on going, and I ended up lifting this up with foam, and it was after this that I realised what I was really trying to achieve with the colour in the background was a bit of a shadow contrast. And that's when I realised that the purple, so the Dusty Concord, was actually quite close to the colour of the paper in the watercolour series. So I didn't push myself far enough with the purple to get a contrast. So that's why I bought in the Villainous Potion, which is a new one to me anyway. It's a newbie. I absolutely love it. Does it terrify me a little bit? Yes. Is it something that I want to play with even more? Yes. But I had to get it in the big ink pad and it is the juiciest ink pad, which is what you want when you buy an ink pad, let's be honest. But, woo, man. See how the purple blends next to the H? See how it's very, almost the same colour? If you, well, you'll see it when I mount my photo. As that piece of paper goes across, it starts off in the green, teals, and then it sort of goes in the blues, then purples, then like the lilac sort of colours, and then it moves on further. So this is this is when I realised, woohoo, Villainous, but I am barely touching this, like barely, and it's just tapping, just love taps. That's all I'm doing here, because this stuff is, it was at this point that I realised, I hope that it wasn't dragging on the paper, because there was no coming back from it. But I achieved the look I wanted to achieve, which was a little bit of a shadow look to it, sort of to give the paper, yeah, when it goes down and you can see the shadow from the foam and then the darker edge from the ink, and in the close-up photos, it's way better. It's awesome. Exactly what I needed. So, see, that's the bottom corner of the page that I cut out. So, see how it's green and then it goes off and it ends up being really purple? So, I just add this on one side. I'm very much about the border still, but I tried to only give myself like an L-shaped border. Glad that's in fast forward. It looks impressive, doesn't it? Like I never make a mistake when it's in fast forward. Trust me, I make more mistakes than I will ever care to admit. And they turn into happy accidents. See how dark it is on this bit? So this piece of the paper was from, this is the rest of the one piece of 12 by 12. See how much darker it is? And I didn't realise, yeah. So that's where I came unstuck. Is it a problem? No. Is it something that we can totally handle? Absolutely. Happy accident? Yep. So this is my beautiful baby girl. She is a typical Chihuahua. She will bark at anything she hears, anything she thinks she sees. Okay, right at that point, I was really on a roll and my tape gun needed a new cartridge put in it. So, glue worked. That's all right. And there's my birthday cake. Okay, here I make a mistake. Do you want to know the mistake? You'll see it in a minute. When I planned putting this little birthday cake, I've had this birthday cake for a while, and there it is. There's the mistake. I put it crooked. Did I mean to put it crooked? Nope. I meant to use the washi tape that's right to my right side of my hand, and I was meant to use that as a anchor point for the cake. Now I've just got a floating cake. Seriously. And you know what? I'm cool with that, because I used art glitter glue to put it down. There's not a chance it's ever coming off. But I wanted to use the washi tape that totally is the perfect colour. This is me toying with, should I use this? I've realised at this point that I put it crooked. And I'm like, now, how am I going to anchor this cake? Should I put this here? Shouldn't I put this here? I've left this stuff in here. You know why? Because it'll make you guys feel better when you do this. Okay, this is me still toying with it. Look at the colours in that washi tape. Perfect for this layout. And it would have been perfect to have run across the bottom as an anchor point for the cake. But you know what? I'm still trying. I'm trying in vain to get this to work. Nah, it's not working. I love the washi tape though. I actually think I might do a washi tape video. Got a few ideas, and I've got a few tapes that I really want to use. So this is where I use these new things that they're new to me. I bought them from Uniquely Creative. They're 8mm glass domes. They're plastic, they're not glass, but they look like glass. They look like water sprinkles. And I thought because I sprinkled the water on the background, I thought these would highlight it. And oh my goodness, they're so gorgeous. They're beautiful. I use the art glitter glue, just a tiny dot, put that on top. It dries clear. And it's dry now, and you can't even see how these are even attached. It's beautiful. So pretty. I love it. Absolutely love how this layout turned out. And I will link everything below that I can. Unfortunately, the cake I can't. I did actually look in the Confessions of a Paper Addict cut file group to see if there was a cake, but there wasn't, which is fine. You know, that's not an issue. I just thought I needed a cake. I needed a cupcake. And yeah, so I just draw a wiggly squiggly border purely because I couldn't handle that right hand top piece not having anything on it. So there we go, ta-da! And then I just write across the bottom of it and I'm done. So if you could like and subscribe, that would be fantastic, guys. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you so much. Bye.